Online donations represent more than 400 billion US dollars each year, and that's just for the US. And since WordPress powers around 43% of all the websites available on the internet, you may be wondering how to create a donation website with WordPress but the easy way. So whether you are a charity, a nonprofit, or a hobbyist that needs a little financial help, make sure you watch this video until the end, because you're gonna learn how to accept donations on your WordPress website without a single line of code. Hello, I'm Kay from the Astra team, and today I'll show you how to create a donation website powered by WordPress. Next, let's take a look at what we're going to build. And let me present to you our fictional charity, Dolphin Ipsum, which, as the name suggests, is there to help all dolphins around the world. So here we have a beautiful hero, and as we scroll down, we see a very modern page. We got some numbers here, some beautiful images, some logos, and we have our footer. Next, we have our About Us page with an image here on top. Then we have a text presenting the charity, some more pictures, some more text, logos, numbers, and our footer. Next, we have our What We Do page, which talks about what the charity actually does practically. Now you can see here we have kind of a different layout, and then as always, our footer. Next, the contact page, still with the same top banner with the image in the background. Then here we got the details, we got a form and a Google map followed by our footer. Next, the donate page, and that is the real meat of the tutorial. And as you can see here, we have one-time donation, one-year plan donation, partner subscription donation, and we also have our instant checkout page. So let's take a look at these. And let's start with the one-time donation, and as you can see here on top, we have the same kind of header banner with an image in the background. We just added the logo underneath the title. Now what we're really interested in is this. So by default, the one-time donation is set to 100 US dollars, but cherry on the cake, the donator can change the amount. So they can say, no, I don't want to pay 100 US dollars, I'm just going to give $1 or 500. Now, if I scroll back up, one thing you may have noticed is that there's no header here. And if I scroll down, there's no footer. And that's for a very simple reason. When people are about to pay online, just like on an e-commerce website, and actually this is an e-commerce website because even though there are no products, well, the donation itself is the product. So when people are at this stage, you don't want them to be distracted by a link in the navigation or in the footer. You just want them to focus on the task at hand, donate. Next, the one-year plan, which is basically a donation paid with installments. And the way we're going to set it up is that by default, it's going to be 10 US dollars paid 12 times. So let me scroll down, let me show a summary. And as you can see, it says 10 US dollars every month, 12 payments. So a total of 120 US dollars. But once again, the donator can scroll back up and change the amount. So now it's 12 times 50 US dollars. So a total of 600 US dollars. Next, donation based on a subscription model. So the way we've set this subscription is that donators are going to pay by default 20 US dollars per month until they cancel their subscription. So let's scroll down, let's expand the summary. And as you can see, it says 20 US dollars every month. And that's until the donators cancel their subscription. But as we saw earlier, we've enabled the option to change that amount. So once again, they could pay $1 per month or decide that they want to pay $500 per month because they love dolphins so much. Now, if you go back to our donate page, we saw the first 3 pages here. But I told you about the instant checkout one. And basically the instant checkout page allows us to do the same thing but faster, everything on the same page. So here, for example, we got our one-time donation as previously. The default is 100 US dollars, but the donator can change that amount. And click on update. Next, we have our donation paid by installments. And in the example, we still have the 1-year donation plan. And once again, the donator can change the amount and click update. And last but not least, we have our donation based on the subscription model. And here it's exactly the same thing. We set the default at 20 US dollars per month, but the donator can change that amount. So as you can see, we have many options and all of that with a beautiful and modern interface. And that adds credibility to our charity. And that's very important because according to this source, donations made on a branded donation form are on average 38% larger than contributions made through a generic PayPal page. And next, Supporters are nearly 70% more likely to give a second donation if they use a branded page the first time they made a contribution. Now, add to that the fact that monthly donors give 42% more in 1 year than one-time donors, and you'll understand why 77% of nonprofits have a recurring or monthly giving program. So if we believe the stats, a branded and professional looking website is going to bring in more donations. Next, setting things up. Now, before we dive right in, let's clarify a few things. I want to show you an overview of the solution we'll be using for this tutorial. And also I want to clarify a few things because I saw in the comments, some of you were asking, I don't really understand, if I have Astra, why would I need starter templates and all of that? So let's take a look at this. So of course you need a hosting and your domain name. And then we're going to be using WordPress, of course. And the way WordPress works is that to display elements on a page, it needs a theme. And for this video, we'll be using the Astra theme. Now, Astra is the most popular theme of all time. It's a fast, lightweight, and highly customizable WordPress theme. And it's trusted by companies like Stanford University, NASA, and Google, just to name a few. Okay, so Astra is what we'll be using to display the content of our website. But the next tool we're going to be using is the starter templates. And if you're wondering what starter templates are, well, it's very simple. The starter templates library comes with more than 200 ready-to-import website templates. So basically, instead of just building everything from scratch, you can import full website designs in just one click. And that's what we'll be using for this tutorial. Now it's all good, we got WordPress, we got Astra to display our website, we got starter templates to import ready-made demos, but now if you want to edit the content of your website, that's where Spectra comes into play. And if you're wondering, Spectra is a visual website builder, so basically instead of hiring a developer, you can pretty much do everything yourself with a drag and drop interface. And the power of the Spectra website builder is that it works with the default WordPress editor. Now, the other star of the show is going to be the SureCart plugin. And the promise of SureCart is to make your e-commerce life easy, and that's exactly what we need for this tutorial. Now, the beauty of it is that even the free version of SureCart comes with many options when it comes to donations. Okay, now that you know everything, let's dive in. So let's start by installing the Astra WordPress theme. So in WordPress, go to Appearance, Themes, then click on Add New, and you should find the Astra theme right here. But if you can't find it, just type Astra in the search box. Next, click on Install, and then click on Activate. Great! Astra is now installed and activated. Now the next step is to install starter templates. And right after you activated Astra, you got this prompt asking you if you want to install starter templates. So you can just click on Get Started, but let me show you what happens if for some reason you've already closed this prompt. Just go to Astra, Dashboard, and here on the right hand side, you see the useful plugins section. And as you can see, you can install starter templates, Spectra, and even SureCart. Now let's start with starter templates. So click on Install, and it's activated. So right away, you're redirected to this page and just click on the Build Your Website Now button. Choose your editor. For this tutorial, we're going to choose the block editor. And since we're building a website for a charity, let's go to Community, Charity. So as you can see, you can browse the library by going through the categories, or you can just type a keyword here in the search field. Now the one we want to use is this one. So let me click on it. Great, exactly what we need. Now from here you can upload your logo, but we'll do that later. So click on Skip and Continue. And next you can change the color palette, and actually we're going to go for this one here. So just click on it. Next you can change the fonts, but actually like these ones. So just click on Continue. And before you click on Submit and Build My Website, you may want to fill in the information in the form above, because that will help our team serve you even better in the future. So next, click on Submit and Build My Website. And now sit back, relax, and enjoy the short flight. And voila, your website is ready, and it took just 27 seconds. And I'm not even kidding. So next, click on View Your Website. So this is our current website with the imported demo, and this is where the work is going to start. But if you recall, we've installed Astra, starter templates, we still need Spectra and SureCart. But let me show you something. So right after we imported the demo, we were served with this page, and if you see at the top, you see the administration bar. So we're just gonna hover over the name of our website and click on Dashboard. Now let's go to Plugins. And as you can see, when we installed the starter template demo, the Spectra Visual Website Builder was automatically installed. So the last plugin we need to install is SureCart. But before we do that, there's a few things we have to fix. So hover over the name of your website, click on Visit Site, and you may want to change the logo. And also, if you look at the navigation here, you can't really read the navigation because we changed the color palette and it doesn't work with that picture. And since we're going to use a picture with a lot of blue in it, it's going to be even worse. Also, you may want to change the style of the buttons on your website. So let's quickly fix this. So in the admin bar, you want to click on the Customize button, and this is going to load the customizer. So hover over the logo, click on the little edit icon, or the other way to reach here, let me go back, is to click on Header Builder and you land at the same spot. Next, you want to click on Site Title and Logo. And as you can see, we see the original logo here. And there is also an option for a different logo for Retina devices. So first of all, let me turn this one off. And then with our original logo, I'm just going to click on Change Logo. And here you can either drag and drop files or click the Select Files button. And from here, I can select my logo. Actually, I'm going to load all the images for this website in one go. Click Open. So I have two versions of my logo. I have the regular version and the white color version. So typically on a website, you select the original version first. So let me click on Select. Next, click on Skip Cropping. Now the color scheme doesn't work and it's too big, but let's fix this. So first of all, I'm going to give the logo width a size of 210 pixels. So that's much better. But now we need to change the color of the logo. We need to take the white color logo. Now you may be wondering, why not choosing the white color logo from the get-go? Well, the answer is simple. On most websites, you have a typical header, and the header might be with a white background. In that case, you want the color logo. And then on some other pages, you're going to get this type of layout with a hero section, with a full screen image. And when you do this, you want to use a transparent header, which is the case here. So what we're going to do is to click on the Customize Transparent Header. And here you have an option that says different logo for transparent header. So let me toggle this on. And next, let me click on Select Image. And this time I'm going to choose the white color logo. Click on Choose Image. And by default, the size was 150. So let me change that back to 210, which is what we wanted initially. Great. Now let me go back. And once again, let me click on Site Title and Logo. Let me scroll all the way down and click on Site Icon. Now click on Select Site Icon. And you can either drag and drop, upload, or select the site icon from your library. Click on Select. Great. And now we got our custom site icon set up. Okay, next let's fix the navigation. So let's go back, go to Header Builder, Customize Transparent Header, Design, and here where it says Menu Color, we can change the colors. So the first option is for the normal state. So let's click on this and let's make it white. And as you can see, it's looking much better here in the navigation. Now let's change the hover state. And let's pick this color from our color palette. And as you can see, our navigation is now readable with the background picture. Next, we want to change the shape of our Donate button. So either you can hover over the button, click on the edit icon, and then go to Design and change the border radius, but that would only change this button. Now another way to do it, let's go back, is to go to Global, Buttons, and then for the border radius, let's make it 90 all across. So for this, I'm going to click on the link icon to link all the values together. Let me retype 90. And as you can see now, not only did it change our button here in the navigation, but also the button here in the hero section. So that allows for consistency throughout our website. Great, let's click on Publish to publish our work. Now, if you want to completely master Astra and Astra Pro, take a look at this masterclass video. And if you want to know what's the difference between Astra and Astra Pro, I think you should take a look at this video. And of course, you'll find the links in the description below. Next, customizing the content of your website with the Spectra Website Builder. And first of all, if you need a crash course about Spectra, just take a look at this video, and of course you'll find the link in the description below. But right now I'm just going to show you how to edit the content of your website to match this tutorial's theme. So let's start by editing our homepage. So in WordPress, you want to hover over the little house, click on Visit Site. Then in the top bar, you want to click on Edit Page. And once you know how to edit this page with Spectra, you should pretty much know how to edit any page on your website. So first of all, how do we edit text? Well, very simple. Let me scroll down. Let me just click here to select this text block. And as you can see, once I clicked inside of it, here in the side panel, you can see which block it's using. It's a heading block. And now all I have to do is to start typing. And that's pretty much it. For example, let me scroll down. I can click here and I can change the text. As easy as that. Now, how do we change images? Well, first of all, there are two types of images. Here you can see we have an image with text on overlay. So that tells you it's a background image. And then if we scroll down, we have these images. When you select those images, you can see right away there are image blocks. So let's start with the first one. Let's scroll back up. And first of all, let me select my container here. Now, if you want to be sure of what you're selecting with Spectra, just click on the document overview right here. And here you can see all the structure and the containers. So we select the first container. Next, you want to go to Style. And as you can see, we have our image here. So just click on Change Image and select the image that you want to use. Then click on Select. And there you go. Let's close this. So that's as easy as that. Now let's scroll to our image blocks. So here, it's even easier. Just click on the image, click on Replace, and you can either upload the picture or open the media library. And here I'm just going to select this image, click on Select, and there you go. And now I'm basically going to do this for all the content on the website, but fear not, because it's nothing more complicated than what I just demonstrated. And there you go, I've changed all the content. So this is our homepage that we started editing, but I changed all the images and mainly replaced the text by dummy text, placeholder text. Next, we have the About Us page, the What We Do page, and all these are from the demo we imported with Starter Templates. So all I did was edit the content. And then we have our contact page. And that's about it. So sorry to disappoint once again if you thought it was going to be harder. No, it's actually super easy. Okay, with that out of the way, now let's install SureCard. Next, go to Astra, Dashboard, and here in the Useful Plugins section, we can install SureCard. Now the other way would have been to go to Plugins, Add New, and just install it from the usual WordPress interface. But we have everything we need here, so let's just click on Install, and it's activated. And once it's activated, you should land on this page. But if you don't, just go to SureCard, Get Started. And next, I'll show you how to set up your online store. Next, setting up SureCard. So by going to SureCard, Get Started, you land here. And all you have to do is click on Create a New Store. So first of all, you can change your brand color. Let me choose this one from a color palette. And you can choose your default currency. Next, click on Continue. And you can select a starting point. And as you can see, there are various categories, but we're just going to select Start from Scratch. So click on Continue. And by default, it will use the email address from your WordPress admin account. But you can change this with your preferred email. Next, click on Continue and let the system set up your store. Congratulations, your store has been created. So now you're prompted to add a product, but let's not do this right now. So let me close this. And welcome to the SureCard dashboard. So from here, you can create products, you can follow tutorials, customize your forms, and you can also see an overview of the many transactions you got on a specific time frame. Now, obviously, we just installed this and it's for demo purposes. So right now we have a big fat 0, but of course that's gonna change once word gets out that our website is up and running. Next, if you scroll down, you can see the recent orders and you also have a quick action section. And from here, you can create a product, a form, or get help. Now let's take care of the settings of SureCard. So in the left panel, click on Settings, and let's quickly go through the various settings. And first we have Store Settings, and here you can change the name of the stores, the default currency, the language, the time zone, and the store URL. Next, we have Card Options. So you can decide whether or not you want to enable card, and you can pick your favorite icon. Plus you also get to select the icon type. Is it a floating icon, a menu icon, or both? Now in this tutorial, we don't need the card, so I'm going to disable it and click on Save. Next, you get spam protection and security with the honeypot feature enabled by default, but you can also enable reCAPTCHA v3 from Google. And last but not least, you have a button to clear test data. So once you've done all your tests, it's super easy to get a clean slate. Okay, let's scroll back up. So we've already changed the brand color, but we can also add a logo. So let me click on Add Image. But as you can see, we get served with a prompt that says, please complete setting up your store. It's free and only takes a minute. And actually, if you take a close look here in the top of the window, you have this bar with the same message. Complete your store setup to go live. Let's click on it. Enter your details starting with your full name, your email address, and select your own password. Then click on sign up. Now you can also continue with Google if you prefer. Let me click on sign up. And here you can choose your plan. Now for this tutorial, we're going to go with the free plan. Ain't that beautiful? So click on select plan. Next, enter a few details about your store, then click on next step. And on this screen, you can connect a payment processor, but we're not going to do that now. So just click on connect payment processors later. Okay, your store is all set. So let's go back to WordPress. And it now says setup complete. Your store is now connected to SureCart. Now, very important, if you want all features to work, you need to verify your email. So just head to your mailbox, and as you see, you've received 2 mails from SureCart. The welcome to SureCart and please verify your SureCart email. All you have to do is click on that verify your email button. Your email is now verified. Great, so back in the SureCart dashboard, you want to click once again to settings. And let's go back to design and branding where we left off. Now click on add image, and this time we can add it. So click on upload media, select your logo, click on open. Then you want to click one more time on the file and click on choose image. Next, you can select the theme, light or dark. Let's keep it light. And if you have a premium account, you can remove the SureCart branding. But in our case, we're using the free version. So let's save this. Next, here you can fill in your contact information to be in order with the law. Okay, let's go back. Let's click on order and receipts. So here you can configure your order numbering style. You can change the order number prefix, and you can decide whether you want your order numbers counter to be sequential or just random. And you can also specify at which number the order should start. Next, if we scroll down, we see invoices and receipts. And here you can add additional information to your receipts and invoices. Okay, let's scroll back up. Next, abandoned checkout. So here you can turn on the abandoned cart feature for your store, but that tutorial is already going to be long enough, so we're not going to do that now. Next, you have the GDPR settings. If you are in the EU, you can enable this very handy option to be compliant with the EU laws. Next, you have the advanced settings where you can enable the abandoned checkout in test mode, ignore purchased products, or enable a grace period. Okay, let's scroll back up. Next, let's go to notifications. And here you can set up the sender name and the reply to email for the emails that will be sent to your customers. And if you scroll down, you can also manage which notifications are sent to your customers. All you need to do is toggle it on and off. Next, let's scroll down, and here you see the customer emails. Most of these can be edited with a free account, whereas some require a premium account. And if you want to edit an email, all you need to do is click on edit. Then find the label you want to edit and click on save. So that was for the customer emails, but if you scroll down, you have the same thing for the store emails. Okay, let's scroll back up and let's click on subscriptions. So here you can pretty much set the rules for your subscriptions. So first of all, when do downgrades happen? Is it the next billing period or immediately? Same thing for the upgrades. And as you may have guessed, same thing for cancellations. Next, failed payments. So here you can manage how your store handles failed subscription payments. Are subscription canceled after 1 week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks? And next, you can manage your subscription purchase behavior. So here you can decide whether or not you want to require an upfront payment method, as well as when purchases should be revoked. Is it after all payment retries fail or immediately? So let's keep it as default. Now let's scroll back up. And the next item is the subscription saver. Now that's a premium feature. And if you're wondering, it's a feature that allows you to make the last-ditch effort to prevent people from canceling their subscription, basically by giving them a discount, pausing the charges, or offering other additional benefits. And the beauty of it, it's all automated. Okay, so next let's click on Customer Portal. And here you can manage what your customers are able to see and do from the Customer Portal, like allowing subscription changes, quantity changes, and subscription cancellations. And just below, you can add links to your terms of service page and your privacy policy. Next, let's click on taxes. Now the tax regulations are so different from one country to another, so the best thing you should do is to check things out with a certified accountant. And once you know the tax regulations where you're located, you can enable tax collection, you can enable a fallback tax rate, and that's very handy if a specific tax registration is not found. Then below you can add the details of the company, and once you've enabled the tax collection, you will see the EU VAT settings. So if you are in the EU with all of its regulations, you're all set. You can require a VAT number and you can enable local reverse charge. Next, in case of VAT number verification failure, you can either reject the order and show an error, accept the order but don't apply reverse charge, or accept the order and apply reverse charge. Now obviously if you're not in the EU, you don't really care about all this, but if you are, trust me, this is super useful. Next, if you scroll down, you see your tax regions and you can manage how you store charged sales taxes within each tax region. Now, once again, check with a tax expert to understand your tax obligations. Now, for this tutorial, we're not going to use VAT or tax collection, so let me just turn this off. Next, we have the payment processors, but we'll take a look at this a little bit later in this video. So next, click on Data Export, and here in just one click, you can export a CSV about charges, coupons, customers, orders, products, prices, promotions, refunds, and subscriptions. Next, we have the connection subtab. And here, since we have already created and connected our SureCard account, we don't need to change anything. But if you needed to update your connection to SureCard, this is where it happens. Next, we have the advanced subtab. And here you have a few features like performance, beta features, syncing, and what happens when you uninstall SureCard. Now, we don't need these features right now, but trust me, if you ever need them, you'll be happy they're here. Okay, now let's go back to payment processors. So here you can connect your SureCard e-commerce store with Stripe, PayPal, or Moley. Now for this tutorial, we'll be using Stripe. But if you want to know how to set up PayPal for SureCard, just take a look at this video. And of course, I put a link in the description below. Okay, so back in the SureCard dashboard, the important thing here when you want to connect with Stripe is to choose whether you want to try test payments or live payments, or both. And of course, for this tutorial, we're going to use the test payments, but the procedure is the same for the live payments. So let me click on Stripe, and very important, by default, it's set to live mode. So you want to change this to test mode. Next, click on Connect. And if you don't have a Stripe account, just enter your email address, click on Continue. And if you do have a Stripe account, just enter the email address associated with your account. Then click on Continue. Next, enter your password and click on Login. Next, enter the 6-digit verification code that you have received. On my case, I received it on my phone. Next, select the account that you'd like connected to SureCard. There's only one here, so click on Connect. Or if you didn't have an account, click on Create a new account. But in my case, I'm going to click on Connect. Great, we connected successfully. And in case you thought it was going to be harder to connect to Stripe, well, sorry to disappoint. It's that easy. Next, creating products, forms, and pages. Now, if we take a look at the original demo, which you see on screen and which is what we do want to build, we have the one-time donation, the one-year plan, the partner subscription, and the instant checkout. Now, the way this works is that first of all, we need to create a product in SureCard because donations are treated as products with SureCard. Next, we need a form, which is what you see on screen right now. And 3, we need a page that's going to hold all of this together. That is slightly different from the instant checkout page, but we'll talk about that later in this video. So let's build this. Next, creating products. And let's start with our one-time donation. So in WordPress, you want to go to SureCard, Products, then click on Add New, give your product a name. We're going to call it Donation A One-Time Donation. Click on Create. Next, give it a description and give the product an image. So just click on Add and either select an existing file or click on Upload Media. And the reason it's not showing the default WordPress interface is because these images are hosted on SureCard's server. So yes, even with the free plan, you get a lot of space for your images and files. So here, let's click on Upload Media, and I'm going to pick that one. Then select the file in the list and click on Choose Image. Next, let's scroll down to the pricing options. Click on Add a Price. Let's give it a name. And now in the payment type, you want to select one time. Now for the price, we want the default price to be $100 US. But as we saw in the demo, we want to allow customers to pay what they want. So just toggle on this option here. Let's put a minimum price of $1 and click on Create Price. We don't need any integration or downloads because this is just a donation. But let's say you wanted to have a certificate for the donation. You could click on Add Downloads and either add a PDF certificate from the external link or from the secure storage. Like I said, even with the free plan, you get some space on ShareCard server to securely host your files. But we're not going to do that now. Next, if you want to see how this donation might appear in search engines, just give it a title, a description, and here you have a preview. Now let's scroll back up and change the product page from draft to published. The rest is set to default. We don't need any tax and shipping for this product. And of course, we don't want to limit per customer purchases. But in case you want, just toggle it on. Next, click on Save Product. Okay, next let's create the 1-year plan product. So let's repeat the procedure. Click on Products, click on Add New, and this time we'll call it Donation B 1-year plan. Click on Create. Let's give it a description. Let's add an image. Click on Open. Select the file. Click on Choose Image. Next, scroll down to Pricing. Click on Add a Price. Let's call it 1-year plan. And in the payment type, you want to select Installment. Now, by default, we want it to be $10 repeated once per month. And the number of payments should be 12. Now, as previously, we want to allow customers to pay what they want. So let me toggle on this option. Let's scroll down and click on Create Price. Next, let's scroll back up and change the product page from draft to published and click on Save Product. Okay, next, let's create our partner subscription product. So back in WordPress, let's go back, click on Add New. Let's call it Donation C Partner Subscription. Click on Create, give it a description, add an image, click on Upload Media, select your image, select the file, click on Choose Image. Now let's scroll down, click on Add a Price, and let's call it Partner Subscription. And now in the payment type dropdown, you want to select Subscription. We want to give it a default price of $20 repeatable every month. And once again, we want to allow customers to pay what they want. And let's put a minimum price of $1. Next, click on Create Price, then scroll back up and change the product page from draft to published. And click on Save Product. Next, the Instant Checkout product. And this one is going to be slightly different because for the other products like this one, the one-time payment, basically we're going to create our page, embed our form. But when it comes to the Instant Checkout page, this is the way it looks and it's automatically generated by ShareCard. So let me show you how. So in ShareCard, once again, let's go back, click on Add New Product. Now let's give this product a name and let's call it Donation Instant Checkout and click on Create. Next, give it a description, add an image, and we're actually going to use one we already have here. So let me select this one, click on Choose Image, then scroll down and click on Add a Price. And here, what we're going to do is we're going to add the 3 previous pricing plans, but all on the same product. And this is just to show you an alternative layout that comes with ShareCard. So the first one is one time, payment type is one time, and the default is $100. Allow customers to pay what they want, and it starts at $1. Click on Create, then click on Add another price. This time it's Instant Partner 1 year. Payment type should be installments. Now you know the drill. We want the default to be $10, repeatable every month for 12 months. And we want to allow customers to pay what they want, starting at $1 per month. Click on Create Price, then click on Add another price, give it a name, and then in the payment type dropdown, select Subscription. We want the default to start at $20, repeatable every month. And we want to allow customers to pay what they want, starting at $1 per month. And click on Create Price. Next, let's scroll back up and actually we want to click on the Instant Checkout dropdown. Enable the Published option and the Test mode. And that's super important if you want to make test payments. Change the product page from draft to published and click on Save Product. Now for the first 3 products, we still need to create our checkout forms and our pages, but for this one, you can just click on Instant Checkout, click on View, And this is what your website visitors are going to see. So basically they got our three options, but on the same page. So they can choose the one time, the 1 year, or the subscription model. And for each one of these, because we allowed it in the options, they can change the amount and they can name their own price. Straight to the point and looking super professional. So apart from the instant checkout page that we just saw, for the three other products, we need to manually create pages like this bad boy. And here we can either go to SureCart Forms, create the three forms related to the three products, link them together, and then embed those forms inside of pages. Or we can just go to Pages, Add New, and first let's give this page a title, but we don't want it to show on the front end, so let's click on the little eye icon. Next, let's open our document overview, so we have a view of what the layout looks like. So for the moment, we have nothing. So click on the plus sign, then click on Container, and we're going to select this one. So let's reopen our document overview, and with our main container selected, you want to go to Style, and where it says Background, you want to select Color, Color Picker, and let's pick the white color. Next, click on Spacing, and here you want to unlink the padding values by clicking on the link icon, and the padding is going to be 40 on top, 10 right, 100 at the bottom, and 10 on the left hand side. Next, see with our container selected, you want to click on the plus sign to add a new block, and let's select a paragraph block. Now here you can type some instructions. So here I wrote, choose the amount that you'd like to give below. This is a one-time payment, so that your website visitor actually knows what's going on. Next, in the toolbar, click on Align Text, and let's center it. Next, with our paragraph selected, click on the plus sign, and let's add a new container. Then, let's reopen the document overview, and with the new container selected, you want to click on the General tab, Container, and you want to give it a custom width of 600 pixels. So make sure you click on Pixels and type 600. Next, click on the plus sign and start typing Checkout Form, which is a SureCart block. So that's one way to find it. Otherwise, click on the plus sign and just scroll down until you see the SureCart section, and here you get the checkout form. So it's really as you prefer it. Actually, it's right here. Click on Checkout Form. And here you can either select a form if you already built it by going to WordPress, SureCart Forms, or click Create a New Form. Now let's give this form a title, then click on Next. And here you want to scroll down until you see the donation template. So let's select this template and click on Next. Next, we need to choose a donation product. So click on the drop down and select the appropriate product. In my case, it's this one, Donation A. Now, as you can see here, there's an option for a custom thank you page. So if I toggle this on, it's going to ask me where on my WordPress website, or more specifically, which page I want to use as the custom thank you page, which makes it super convenient if you really want to customize the experience. But for this tutorial, we're just going to keep it simple. Next, click on Create. Now, super important. If you take a look right here, and by that I mean right here, you see there's a live label. So you want to change this from live to test. And that's super important if you want to make test payments. Okay, looks like we're all set. Great. So let's click on Publish and click on Save. So it's all great, but this page looks a bit blank. Let's spice it up a little bit. So for that, let's go back to the front end of our website, click on Visit Site. Then let's click on the About page, click Edit Page. And now let me click on the Document Overview, make sure my first container is selected. Click on the three dots and select Copy Block. Now let's go back to our donation page that we were working on. And with our document overview open, let's make sure we collapse the first and main container. Click on the three dots, click on Insert Before. And here you can just right click and click on Paste, or you can use keyboard shortcuts, Ctrl+V on a PC or Command and V on a Mac. So let me paste, and there you go. Now let's close this and let's change the title. Next, with our title selected, click on the plus sign and let's click on the Spectra Block image, media library, and let's select our white colored logo. Now it's a bit too big. So on the sidebar, let's scroll down, and where it says image dimensions, let's set the width to 300. Okay, that's much better. Now let's open the document overview. Let's select our first container, then go to Style and let's change the image. And let's select this image, click on Select. Okay, looking good. But there are a few more things we want to change. First of all, something needs to be off with this layout. So let me publish this page. And now if you go to the front end, this is what we have and this is what we want. Now that's easily fixable. So let's go back to WordPress. Then in the top right corner, click on the Astra settings icon, and where it says content layout, you want to select the full width stretch layout. Next, where it says sidebar, click on no sidebar. And finally, in the disable elements subtab, you want to disable the header and the footer. And that's because when people are at the stage where they're ready to pay, just like on an e-commerce website, by the way, this is an e-commerce website, just with donations instead of products. Well, when people are at this stage, you don't want any distraction. So you don't want them to click on the link in the header or the footer. You want them to focus on one task at hand, which is making a donation. So let's click on update, and now let's refresh our page. And there you go, looking good. Okay, back in WordPress, we want to repeat the operation for the 2 remaining products. But before we do so, while we are on this page, in the top right corner, let's click on the 3 dots and click on copy all blocks. Next, let's go back to the dashboard, pages, add new. Let's give it a title. And once again, we don't want the title to show on the front end, so let's click this icon. Next, click on where it says type to choose a block, right click and paste. And there you go. At least that's a good starting point. Now let's change the title. Now let's scroll down and let's change the description. And let's open our document overview. Let's expand our container, and here's our checkout form. Now we want to create a new form, so let's just remove that form, click on the plus sign, and restart the process. So select the checkout form shortcut block and click on new form. Now let's give it a name. Click on next and select the donation template. Then once again, click on next. Next, you want to select a product, and we're going to select our second product and click on create. And once again, where it says live on the form, you want to change this to test. Okay, great, but we're not done yet because we need to take care of our settings. So once again, click on the Astra settings icon, make the layout full width stretched, no sidebar, and you want to disable the header and the footer. Then click on publish twice. Next, let's scroll back up. Let's select our first container, click on the settings icon, go to style, and we want to change this image in order to differentiate the product. So let me pick that one, click on select, and click on update or publish if it's the first time you're publishing the page. And if you go to the front end, this is our page with our form. Okay, so back in WordPress, you know the drill now. We click on the 3 dots in the top right corner, copy all blocks. Then let's go back to the WordPress dashboard, pages, add new. Now let's give it a name and let's hide the title from the front end. Then click where it says type to choose block, right click, paste. Now let's open the document overview. Let's start with our first container. Go to style, change image, and let's select a different image. Click on select. Now let's change the title. Great, now let's scroll down. Let's expand our second container. Click on the checkout forms on the 3 dots, remove checkout form. Then click on the plus sign and let's add a new checkout form. Click on new form and let's give it a name. Click on next, scroll down and select the donation template. Then click on next one more time and select the appropriate donation product. Next, click on create and change the live label to test. Now we're almost done, but we need to change our description to match our current donation. And then once again, you want to go to the Astra settings, make the layout full width stretched, no sidebar, and you want to disable the header and the footer. Then click on publish and publish again. And if you go to the front end, there you go. Next, let's create the main donation page. So back in WordPress, on our last page, you want to make sure you open the document overview, click on the first container, click on the 3 dots and click on copy block. Then on the WordPress dashboard, you want to go to pages, add new. Let's call this page donate. Once again, we don't want this to show on the front end. Then click on where it says type to choose a block, right click and paste. Now let's change this title to donate. Next, let's open our document overview, click on the main container, then go to Style, change image, and I'm going to choose that one. Click on Select. Next, let me collapse the first container, click on the plus sign, and add a new Spectra container block. So let's scroll down, and you want to select this one. Next, let's open our document overview once again, and let's go to General, Container, and where it says minimum height, you want to change the value to VH and give it a value of 60 VH. Next, you want to click on the Style tab, Spacing, and give it a padding of 40 pixels all around. Next, in the document overview, you want to expand the second container and click on the first subcontainer. Then go to General, Container, and where it says minimum height, you want to select pixels and give it a value of 300. Next, click on the Style tab, Background, Image, and select an image. And let's pick this one. Great. Next, still on the Style tab, you want to scroll down to where it says Spacing and give it a padding of 30 pixels all around. Okay, next, you want to click on the plus sign and add a Spectra heading block. Then in the General tab, you want to change the alignment to Center, then go to Style, Typography, and give it a size of 20 pixels. Next, where it says Color, you want to change that to the white color. Next, let's change the text. Great. Now in the document overview, we want to select the second subcontainer, click on the three dots, remove container, and do the same for the remaining subcontainers. We just want to keep the first one. Next, with the first subcontainer selected, in the document overview, click on the three dots and duplicate 3 times. Now all we need to do is change the text and images. And there you go. But we ain't done yet. So click on the Astra settings icon, full width stretched, no sidebar. Then go to Advanced Settings, and where it says Transparent Header, you want to click on Enable. Click on Return to Post and click on Update. And if we go to the front end, voila. Next, linking everything together. So it's all looking great, but if I try to click on anything, it doesn't work. It doesn't take me anywhere. So let's fix this. So first of all, one good practice is to make some order within the pages. So for that, just hover over a page, click on Quick Edit, and give it an order value. So let's keep home at 0. We want it to be our first page. Click on Cancel, and I'm going to give different values to different pages. So the second page I'd like to see is the About page. So let's click on Quick Edit. Let's give it a value of 10. What we do? 20. Contact, 40. Donate, 50. And Shop, which we haven't used for this tutorial, 60. Now let me refresh. Okay, it's already looking better, but now we have the donation page that we created all over the place. Help a Dolphin Once, 1-year plan, and partner subscription. So let's start with the first donation page. Quick Edit, and where it says Parent, you want to click on the drop down, and we're going to select Donate as a Parent, an order of 1. Then click on Update. Next, the 1-year plan. Click on Quick Edit, select Donate as a Parent page, and give it an order of 2, and click Update. And last but not least, partner subscription, parent should be Donate, and the order should be 3, and click on Update. Now let's refresh, and as you can see, it's way cleaner. And now we see our product pages or donation pages underneath the Donate page. Now that's just for organizational purposes, but that can help so much, especially as your project gets bigger and bigger. Okay, so now I'm going to open the Donate page, but in a new tab, not on this tab. So I'm just going to right click and click on Open Link in a new tab. And while it's opening, I'm going to copy the first link. So I hover over the first subpage, and where it says View, I'm going to right click and copy link address. Then let me go to the new tab with the Donate page. Let me scroll down, and I'm going to open the document overview. So in the second container, I'm going to expand it. Let me select the first subcontainer, so this one right here. Next, let me click on the Container subtab, and where it says HTML tag, you want to click on the drop down and change this to link instead of div. And now you can type your link here. So let me paste the link and click on Update. And now if I go back to the front end, so let's check before I refresh the page. As you can see, I can't click, it doesn't work. Now let me refresh, And now when I hover over the first subcontainer, you can see that the cursor changes. So now I can click and it's taking me to the correct page. So let's repeat the operation, hover over the 1-year plan, view, copy link address, and now let's go back to the donate page. Let's select our second subcontainer, go to container, change the HTML tag to link, paste the link and update. Same drill for the partner subscription. Select the subcontainer, style, change the HTML tag to link, and once again, paste the link and click on update. And now if I refresh, I can now click on the first 3 products. So now we need to take care of the instant checkout. And as I mentioned earlier on, it's slightly different because this is auto-generated by SureCart. But as you're about to see, it's pretty easy. So in WordPress, you want to go to SureCart, Products, then open the instant checkout product that we created earlier on. Then click on the instant checkout dropdown and just click on the icon to copy the link. Next, let's go back to the donate page, click on container, and once again, style, HTML tag, change it to link, and you know the drill now. And click on update. Great, so now if you go back and if we refresh this page, now when we click on instant checkout, it's taking us straight to the auto-generated page. Okay, now that our main donation page is ready, we want to link to it from different places. For example, from the header here with the call to action or on the home page. So let's start with the home page. So let's go to the front end and click on edit page. Next, let's select our button and click on the content sub-tab. And here, just like we did previously, we're going to go to pages, all pages, locate the donate page, and where it says view, you want to right click, copy a link address. And now back to editing our page, you want to change the link to what you just copied, and you want to right click and paste. Then click on update. And now if you go back to the home page and refresh, when we click on read more, it's taking us straight to our donate page. Okay, next, let's take care of our header call to action. So in WordPress, you want to go to Appearance, Customize, and once you're in the customizer, you just want to hover over the call to action and click on the edit icon. And next, you want to do the same thing you did previously, just paste the previously copied link and click on Publish. And now if we go back to our homepage and refresh, you may have guessed that if we click on Donate, it's going to take us straight to the Donate page. Next, let's make it test donation. So for that, you want to click on the Donate call to action, and we're going to try a one-time donation. Let's keep it simple here. So the first thing we're going to do is choose the amount we want to give. And we love dolphins, so we want to give $500 US. Actually, no. Let's make it 1,000 US. That's how much we love dolphins. And click on update. Next, let's fill in our details, email, name, and since we're in test mode, we can add the Stripe testing card details. And once we're ready, let's just click on donate 1,000 US. And we get a prompt, thanks for your order, your payment was successful and your order is complete. A receipt is on its way to your inbox. So let's click on continue, and next we are taken to the customer portal. Now that interface looks super professional, the UI is very minimalistic, very clean, and with your own logo and your own branding, it looks absolutely gorgeous. And basically for your customers, or should I say your donators in this case, it adds a lot of credibility. Now from here, the customers can set their own passwords, they can see their subscription plans, if they have any, they can see their order history, their downloads if they have any, and if they want to go into more details, they can click on the order subtab, the plan subtabs, or the download subtab. But this first page here is just the dashboard with a recap of all of that. So if you go to orders, we click on our order, and here they can see the order status and download a receipt. There you go. They can either download it or even print it straight from this window. Now let's go back to our donate page and let's select the 1-year plan. And let's say we want to give $100 per month. So let's hit the donate button. And while we're at it, let's go back and let's add a partner subscription. And let's be crazy and let's give $200 per month. That's how much we love dolphins. And next, let's click on the donate button. And now if we go back to the dashboard, we can see our order history and our subscription plans. Now let me click on the 1-year plan. So here I can either update the payment method, which is very convenient because we all know that cards eventually expire. And here we can click on our current plan and see what's going on. Next, in the bottom left of the window, we can click on the little arrow and we can go to the customer's account. So here we can change the email, first name, last name, display name, and update the password. And if we expand that arrow one more time, we can go to billing. And here we can access our payment history, payment methods, and billing details. Now, as the website owner, you want to go to SureCart, dashboard, and on the first glimpse, it looks like nothing happened. Where are the orders? Where is the money? But if you take a close look here in the top right corner, you see the test mode toggle. So just enable it. And now if you scroll down, you can see the recent orders. So now that everything is ready, it's time to go live. And if you recall, there are two places where we set the test payments. The first one is in SureCart settings and then payment processors. Next, click on Stripe, click on the test mode tab, and where it says enable, you want to click on it, and you can either just disable it if you plan to reuse it later, or if you want to completely remove it, click on the more arrow and click on disconnect processor. And in order to go live, click on the live mode and repeat the procedure that we did earlier on in this video. So just click on connect and follow the same steps. Next, you want to open each product page that we manually created, and you want to change the forms from test mode to live mode. So for that, you want to go to pages, all pages, and let's start with the first one. It's the same procedure for each of these. So click on the page you want to edit, and let's scroll down to where the form is. And here where it says test, you want to click and change it to live. Then click on update and save. Great! So now you're fully equipped to take live payments on your WordPress website. So if you've watched until now, congratulations, because today you've learned how to install Astra, then how to import a website design with starter templates, how to customize your site header with Astra, how to customize your website's content with Spectra, how to install and set up SureCart, and how to set up one-time donations, donations with installments, subscription donations, as well as how to create a sleek instant checkout page. And finally, you've learned how to link all of that together so that your visitors can access a central donations page from your header, your homepage, or any other page of your website. And you've learned how to make test payments and how to go from test mode to live mode. So you should now be fully equipped to start taking donations on your WordPress website. And in our case, I think that more dolphins are going to be happier from now on. Now, just imagine that we've built all of that with free tools because we've used the free version of Astra, a free starter template, the free Spectra visual website builder, and we've used the free version of SureCart. Now, just imagine what you could do with the premium versions of SureCart with features such as advanced subscriptions where you could add setup fees, one-time fees. Now, another interesting feature is auto payments recovery, upgrade path, and even order bumps, just to name a few, but there's much more than that. So if you're interested, you'll find a link in the description below. Now I'm curious, after watching this video, what type of website do you plan to create? Are you a charity, a non-profit, or just a hobbyist? Please let us know in the comments below.